Them. Greetings, witches and warlocks, if you'd like to be called that.
Feminism equals Satanism. Well, duh. I saw The Waterboy too. Women are the devil.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. Seems like you've fallen victim to the common trope that women who...
I highly recommend this book, Satanic Feminism by Perfect Snail. He is a scholar. It's a large book, as you can see, and the writing is small. So, I mean, it's huge, and I've just started it. I'm thinking about sharing this on my YouTube channel, just trying to figure out.
Alguém me explica o que tá acontecendo com a comunidade LGBT?
I'm going swimming today, so I'm going to bang this one out quickly. And as always, please do not harass this commenter. I genuinely feel so sorry for her. It's so strange to me when Christian women firstly claim to have been an atheist or claim...
Great question. So, Satanism is founded on the ideas of Milton Satan. Hi, my name is B. I wrote an honors thesis on satanic feminism within religious horror, and today we're going to be talking about Lilith. I also know that there are multiple versions of this story, so I'm going to be...
Men were designed to provide and protect for life.
What a beautiful wedding, what a beautiful wedding, says a bridesmaid.
You are clinically depressed and compulsively cancel plans to watch documentaries and dissociate.
Okay, this card right here, this is the Satanic Temple card, right? They put your name on it and everything. Now, it is your religious right in the Satanic Temple to be able to get a shmishmortion, right? A shmishmortion. They have the 7 tenets on the back, which is pretty cool. But that's besides the point. Go sign up so you can get your legal shmishmortions. They cannot deny you your religion.
Greetings, I'm reading from Satanic Feminism.
Happy Tuesday, guys. The title of this video is called Feminism, Satan's Great Lie.
I need women to stop caping for men.
I said, this is the problem with our women. They don't understand that they have been trained to go get knowledge and to go get a degree and to go to school. The same way Eve was trained to go get the tree of the good and evil, to get up, to get wise. Yet what she learns puts her in opposition against the man. She's been trained by people who hate her union with the man. She don't know the books that was written against her man. The movies that was made to make him look like a buffoon. The system that was put in place to make her not trust his ability to provide.
That's exactly how men feel about women with careers. Your career is great for you. My fashion sense and my walk-in closet is great for me. But women don't benefit from a man that's dressed well, just like men don't benefit from a woman that's educated and makes money. You're providing security.
Hi, my name is B. I wrote an honors thesis on satanic feminism.
Let's talk about why Lilith, the queen of demons, is a feminist icon from a Jewish queen herself. Let's dive into the story of creation from the Old Testament to hear the first account of Lilith being a bad bitch and someone that we can all learn from. He created a woman for Adam from the earth as he had created Adam himself and called her Lilith. Adam and Lilith began to fight. She said, "I will not lie beneath you." To which Adam said, "I will not lie beneath you, only on top. For you are fit only to be in the bottom position, and I am superior." To which Lilith responded, "We are equal to each other in as much as we are both created from the earth." So as they kept bickering, Lilith called God's name and flew back into the heavens, leaving Adam to cry about the woman who got away. God sent 3 angels to bring Lilith back, but she refused, and Lilith agreed that 100 of her children would each day, which is why she's associated with...
Protect feminism or low gas prices?
Oh, I'm always about lowering the gas prices for sure.
Why?
Absolutely. Well, I think feminism's a demonic movement created by Satan to emasculate men, to get them out of the biblical order that God created. And I don't even drive like a gas-powered car. I drive a Tesla. I just don't like feminism.
Hell yeah, I love a man.
I'm not looking for a savior. I just need somebody telling me I'm not this alone. Is there any?
Feminism is.
I said what I said. I'd rather be famous.
I think that Satan really hates.
Hey, welcome to heaven. Can I get your name?
Hey guys, so
Okay, this card right here, this is the Satanic.
I highly recommend this book.
Association with the CIA start, and in what fashion?
In 1958, when I came home from India, I discussed with student leaders, many of them active with the National Student Association, this kind of small foundation to encourage Americans to go. It was at that point that the student leaders said to me that they had in the past received funds for international programs from the CIA, and that they felt that this was important and could also be partly funded by the CIA. The private individuals to whom I went often had particular points of view to put forward, which would have been much, much more restricting than the CIA funds were, which were free. I mean, no one was told what to say.
You mean?
Okay, so Gloria Steinem worked with the CIA before she became a famous feminist. So after she graduated from Smith College, she went to India to learn about the land reforms movement, and she made connections with activists. After that fellowship, she came back to the United States and she worked with an organization called Independence Research Service. That organization was secretly taking money from the CIA. So one of that organization's projects was sending out college students to the World Youth Festival, a pro-Soviet Union event. There they would hand out anti-communist propaganda.
You know, I've seen a video of yours where you said that feminism has conditioned black women to view black men as the enemy.
It has. Feminism was financed by the CIA. Gloria Steinem, I think she was.
Right, yeah.
Mother of modern feminism, because traditional feminism goes back to the 1800s, right? With Susan B. Anthony and those white supremacists. But Gloria Steinem was a CIA agent. They financed her. Her first feminist magazine they paid for. The CIA brought feminism into the white household to get the woman out the house and into the black household to turn the black woman against the black man.
You know, I've seen a video.
Do you know Gloria Steinem? Here, let me give you a hint. So I was reading an online article to which I came across something that I didn't know about Gloria. It talks about Gloria's new book, My Life on the Road, recounting her life, journeys, and travels, but look at the bottom paragraph. What is often missed or mischaracterized, however, is the work she did as a CIA agent. Steinem was a spook. Confused, I decided to dig a little deeper. Black feminism, the CIA, and Gloria Steinem. What follows is a fact sheet about Gloria Steinem's operations against the various social and political movements in America, particularly her role in creating a hateful and virulent strain of black feminism that attacks black men while partnering with the white establishment. Steinem first came across the radar of black men when she put a book called Black Macho and the Myth of the Superwoman by Michelle Wallace on the cover of Miss Magazine, to which she controlled. Let's read on. The book was written by a black feminist and activist, quote-unquote, named Michelle Wallace, who came out of nowhere. She was in her early 20s, yet she was being touted as the leader of black feminism. In the book, Wallace called abolitionists like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth ugly and stupid for supporting black men. She called black revolutionaries chauvinist macho pigs and advised black women to go it alone. Go it alone? Do it alone? I don't know. But peep what Gloria said. Gloria Steinem said that Wallace's book would define the future of black relationships, and she pushed hard to make sure the book received massive publicity. Define the future of black relationships? What's the bottom line? The bottom line is the so-called black feminist movement was created and manipulated by the CIA from the very beginning. The only difference between black revolutionaries and black feminists on this issue is that black revolutionaries know they were infiltrated and manipulated, but black feminists are still unwilling to admit that they were infiltrated and manipulated, largely because they are highly invested in the hateful brand of black feminism. It is now a central part of the culture of black women, and this fact has led to the destruction of the black revolution and the complete distortion of black relationships. And the CIA had a direct hand in creating this situation. So, black woman, Gloria Steinem, your American journalist, feminist, social political activist, and CIA agent, she was used to cause disunity in the black family through the use of feminism. Remember that book we read earlier, the one on the Black Myth by Michelle? She said that would be the future for black relationships. Nothing positive in that book was written about the black men. They were putting them down. So the next time you think about supporting her, ask yourself.
Because motherhood is a universal principle, fatherhood is a universal principle, the masculine is a universal principle, and the feminine is a universal principle. So I don't want you to think that I'm here as a feminist. Those who are watching, the women in the Nation of Islam, we are not feminists at all.
And this is why, not just in America, not just in the nation of Islam.
About the black man. This is the history. You can go look this up yourself.
I know you.
Now, when we talk about feminism, the feminist movement was never made for the black woman.
That's all it means to be a black feminist to me, is that black women and girls get to be the centers of the story for once.
Influential writers from Angela Davis to Alice Walker and Toni Morrison wrote about gender within the context of race. Their sophisticated, powerful stories centered upon the concerns of black women and gave readers throughout the world a window onto their experiences.
So when we talk about, starting at home and starting with the black woman, there has been a systematic plan to divide and conquer the black man and the black woman.
Shaped by the work of this generation of feminists, legal scholar Kimberly Crenshaw introduced the term intersectionality in 1989.
She asked us to think about different experiences of womanhood or different experiences of being black, and then to try to build policies and movements that address all of those moving pieces.
So the feminist movement has never done anything for the black woman. Because when you look at the state of the black woman, 75%, and we talk about that 75%, Sister Waikiki, is head up by the black woman. Where are the men? It was set up.
Do you know Gloria Steinem?
Oh, yes. In Washington.
Had enough of what.
Gloria, at the festival, you worked for the
We will send their women against their men and thereby destroy the strength of their families.
But it's amazing to me how confused women are today, even in the church, about their role. And they are confused because there is a massive effort. The troops have been sent out from the fortress called the feminist agenda to spread their philosophy throughout this society. Radical feminism has so brainwashed our culture that church leaders and church members have even capitulated to the lies. And as a result, marriage and the family, the primary building blocks of social and moral order, are in shambles. Much of this can be laid at the feet of the feminist movement because it has overturned the thinking of women so dramatically that they have abandoned their God-intended role, and consequently, the family has felt the consequences. Untaught Christians have become prey to the ideology of the feminists. And frankly, most of us probably have no real idea of what the feminist agenda is at its core. It is frightening and it is fatal. What the public sees is that women want equal pay. What the public sees is that women want to be free from certain social strictures. But the real agenda is much more serious. Listen to it. Gloria Steinem, editor of Ms. Magazine. Quote, by the year 2000, we will, I hope, raise our children to believe in human potential, not God. Satan's ideologies can't ever just stop with social issues. They always go to theological ones. Radical feminist leader Sheila Cronin, and you've heard the name, I've heard it so many times, she says this: since marriage constitutes slavery for women, it is clear that the women's movement must concentrate on attacking this institution. Freedom for women cannot be won without the abolition of marriage. As far back as 1971, there was produced by these feminists a document called the Declaration of Feminism. It says this: the end of the institution of marriage is a necessary condition for the liberation of women. Therefore, it is important for us to encourage women to leave their husbands and not live individually with men. All of history must be rewritten in terms of oppression of women. We must go back to ancient female religions like witchcraft. By the way, this is largely lesbian-led, and that's why they have that attitude toward men. Annie Laurie Gaylor, writing in The Humanist, July-August 1988, has an article called Feminist Salvation. This is what she says. And this affects the elite thinkers at the university level, and it gets taught to the students in the system. So it works its way into the culture. She says this: let's forget about the mythical Jesus. Again, it never stops with a sociology. It always has to ascend to a theology, because you've got to get God out of the picture so you can make the Bible a non-issue. Let's forget about the mythical Jesus and look for encouragement, solace, and inspiration from real women. 2,000 years of patriarchal rule under the shadow of the cross ought to be enough to turn women toward the feminist salvation of the world. End quote. Get rid of Jesus. The real salvation of the world is not in him, it is in feminism. Dr. Mary Jo Bain, feminist and assistant professor of education at Wellesley College, elite women's college, associate director of the school's Center for Research on Women, there's a deadly think tank, says this: in order to raise children with equality, we must take them away from families and communally raise them. We got to get them away from any male influence. Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood, leading the parade, said, the most merciful thing a large family can do to one of its infant members. Now, the reason we have to take these ideas seriously is because they constitute the fortress. They constitute the speculations, the ideologies, the proud intellectualism that is erected in this culture and has a formidable place. They are influencing law. They are influencing the courts. They have a massive influence on education. All you have to do is realize that this is how the university system thinks. That's where the school teachers are all trained, and you see how it filters all the way down through the educational system. They're creating laws at the highest level in our land, laws we have to live by, laws that are obliterating theological, it's moral.
Y'all keep thinking.
In the late 70s, there was a book by an unknown black female author named Michelle Wallace that was heavily promoted by white society, called Black Macho. This book was the beginning of the white-funded black male-bashing black gender war wave that took off in the 80s. The main person pushing this book was a CIA-affiliated white feminist named Gloria Steinem.
So she kind of really objectified and dehumanized black men in a particular way, but it was a way that was popular, that people gravitated toward it. And I often say from that to Oprah, right? Oprah becomes a spigot, so to speak, a faucet that opens that up, because she introduces these fairly obscure black feminist talking points to the mainstream. And then from there, it's being digested. So now you have women who will not call themselves feminists, who have never read a feminist book, but have feminist talking points, because they're coming out of that mainstream culture that really starts with Indashake and Williams and filters through Oprah. And so that dynamic creates this snowball of black feminism that we're still seeing, that's rooted in what we call an anti-black misandry, a hatred really of black men.
Gloria Steinem worked for the CIA while she was in college. She was recruited in college. And she was outed by a feminist group called Red Stockings. Red Stockings blew the lid off of that in the Village Voice.
In the